Good evening. Man, I know how to start one of these things. I figured, you know, uh, why not do something new, right? So I am trying this fun stuff out. Figured for the kids, my teenagers love it. So, hey, whatever. And of course, my timer's gonna go off. Alexa, stop. Uh, so anyway, this stream is for y'all and for me. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I probably should get TikTok started. All right. So, like I said, this is my first stream ever. Never done this before. Never even thought about doing this before. Wanted to, you know, give it a shot. See what's up. Um, Not about money. Not about anything else. Just wanted to talk. Um, Again, this stream is for us, so we can talk about just about anything you can think of. I won't lie, I'm sweating like a freaking pig because this is way outside my comfort zone. Big time, big time, big time. Um, I guess there's really nothing new there. Um, all right, so when everybody wants to, the title of this thing is, or the plan for this thing is, it's not just for me; it's for all y'all too. Um, if you ask a question, this is going to be a going rule for everything. If you ask a question, you have to answer the same question. So if you ask me something, you know, um, you'll have to answer the same answer. So I won't lie, I have pre-gamed a little because again, this is way outside my comfort zone, and well, sometimes you just need a little extra courage to work through all that. So again, I've got literally one viewer, and it's probably me because I think I am monitoring on another channel. So yeah, as I see viewers enter and leave, I guess I will re tell the story. Um, I'm up on TikTok because, well, I'm on my phone because I run Macs and TikTok Studio doesn't run on a Mac. It runs on Windows. So it makes it really difficult to get it to restream. Um, I am also up on TikTok, or not TikTok. I am up on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Again, hit me up with your questions. I will, like I said, restate the same rule. If you ask me a question about me, personal question, whatever, um, you have to answer the exact same question. That just kind of gets the conversation going. Um, yeah. So really, um, I don't know. Let's see. I am just, like I said, hanging out. First stream ever. Honestly, do not have a clue what I'm doing. Absolutely none. I have no topics whatsoever. Um, Kind of just wanted to make it a free flow, free fall, free conversation kind of. Um, and we'll be online for a couple hours. So, Let's see. I don't know. I guess it's pretty freaking boring in all honesty. Um, there's really not much going on that can fill a lot of time, right? When we filled 6 minutes of time on absolutely nothing. So we got one streamer on Twitch right now, which, like I said, that is probably me, because I am totally monitoring. But I'm gonna go off of that. Also, trying to figure out all this freaking software, man. This is uh, this is a thing when you are on a Mac. Um, TikTok doesn't support Macs for some reason. It's the weirdest thing because their iPhone um, app feels like it came out first, but on a Mac, like TikTok Studio and all that mess for going live does not work. It's just you can't get it to work. I tried to get it to work in a virtual machine, and I couldn't get it to recognize any of the devices. It was the wackiest thing. Um, so if you're running a Mac, you've got to get weird, um, like permissions and all this other crap, and it was just a pain in the ass. And I was just like, well, screw it. I'm just gonna go with Twitch and YouTube at the moment. I'll run my phone if I want. Um, you know, uh, the TikTok stream. So the plan going forward. So I plan on going live every Friday. I've kind of increased my presence on TikTok quite a bit. You can go to my profile and see all those. I know it's kind of funny that you go to the TikTok and you see like the videos that I post, and you probably think I'm like some 16-year-old kid that's posting weird crap for whatever reason. Um, I kind of was just trying to get my feet wet. I used to post workout videos a lot, both on TikTok and Instagram, and they got a lot of hits. But it was like, man, I do the workout thing, but I'm an older guy. I'm 49 years old, right? I'm an older guy. I do the workout thing, and I'm not trying to give everybody advice on how to do it at 49. It's different for everybody. You get all these. Everybody's got an opinion. Um, and so I had started out a while back posting workout videos, and it wasn't to give advice or anything. It was basically just to show folks that, hey, us older dudes can do this too, and we can do deadlifts and we can do push-ups and pull-ups and all this other mess. And and I started getting questions like, how do you do it? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I kept saying, like, I kept having to go back to these folks and saying, man, I just do what feels right, and I do what you know uh, I don't push myself so hard that I'm breaking stuff. And then the funny part about that whole statement is I actually pushed myself so hard I broke myself. So I ended up, jacking up my neck, and I quit all that, and it was part of the. I mean, not quit the gym thing, but quit the posting all those TikTok videos because I didn't want to feel like a hypocrite saying, "Hey, you need to do this, this, and this, and you need to do that, that, and that," and then again, I broke myself. So it's one of those things where I was just like, "Damn it, what am I supposed to do about all that?" So yeah, so I there's been a couple years, and I kind of I kind of went off social media, not 100% off social media, but family, that kind of thing, and went kind of a different direction, right? I had a couple life changes, and went to um, uh, kind of a different thing, right? Kind of a different feeling. So just a little background. I'm a single father of. I've got three at home. One lives with their mother, um, and their mother lives like 2,500 freaking miles away, right? Um, and I was uh, trying to figure out how can I connect, or what can I do to connect with folks that might be um, going through something, right? Because um, I'm going through it. Shit, I've been doing the single dad thing for God for 4 years now, and I went through. There are very high highs and there are very low lows, and I wanted to go through, um, or I wanted to help folks, go through that. And again, if you go to back TikTok, I started there because it's a very good platform to kind of lay out where your feelings are, right? Where are you at from day to day? What are you doing? That kind of thing. And um, so I started. I came up with this idea. I was like, well, I internalize through music, right? Um, I'm sure a lot of people do, right? I mean, you go to TikTok and you can scroll through the For You page, and oh my God, everybody is reacting to some sort of music and some sort of, um, uh, feeling that they get from that. So, what I tried to do, or what I've started trying to do, is kind of just lay out, hey, I am feeling this today. This is the music that goes along with it, and this is the image that I get um, when um, when I think about this music. Right? What am I feeling? Where's the image? How do I make that resonate with others? And God love Canva and Canva AI, because man, I'll tell you what, I put all that image, text, those thoughts into the little AI chat box, right? And it will um it creates these images, right? So I can say, hey, Canva, send me a pencil sketch of a dark angel, blah 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 blah. This is how I'm feeling today. Right, basically. I always add that raven. You can see the raven down in the corner. There. Well, if not if you're on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you're kind of you miss out on some of the studio stuff. Um, I had him create a raven, and that raven's always included. So, um, and then I add the music over it, and do that thing. And I'm hoping that um, somebody can take something from that, right? I'm hoping that somebody can say, "Hey, this is, uh, I feel that way too," or I've started putting in the title screens, um, comment what's in your headphones today, right? And my title screens always are going to start off with, well, my daily title screens are going to always start off with, this is what's in my headphones today, and it'll be, and then it transitions to a music theme, um, and a visual theme, and the comments that, or the title that I'm adding to those are going to be, comment what's in your headphones. And the whole idea is honestly is to connect, right? We're not alone. Um, you know, there are folks out there that are doing the exact same things, and they're having the exact same issues that you are, or the exact same issues that I am, or I have gone through, right? we're not in this alone. Everybody, has gone through something, big, small, or otherwise. Anyway, so again, I got off TikTok. I got off all the social medias. At one point, I actually deleted everything, and then I got back on. Reconnected a little bit with family. Nothing, nothing exactly spectacular or anything, but so, and then again, the whole point here is to connect. Right? I want to connect with the whole with as many people as I can, and not just necessarily connect with people for my own benefit, but to connect with people for their benefit also. Maybe we can bring um, all this together into one into a group, right? Into a group, and again, you see it online right now, right? Anyway, you've got all these groups. The Gen Xers are crazy. I mean, shit, I'm a Gen Xer, but I don't necessarily participate in their groupings, but I still, I watch their videos and I interact a little bit here and there, especially when they're playing the old '80s music, or there's one I saw the other day. Man, that was awful. Well, it was awesome, but it was awful. It was they play back the old pictures and videos from like the class of 1993, the class of 1994, which I was. And it's one of those things where you go, "Holy crap! I cannot believe we looked like that back then." And then the next thing to me comes back with, "Holy crap! I can't believe that the year after that I was in boot camp." That is an absolute wake up call. Um, just to realize that, holy smokes, we all had really, really high hair when we were all watching that thing. So, anyway, I know I am talking to myself, but I am recording it, so I can clip it and put it pass it back to other people too. Let's see what else is going on. Anything spectacular? I don't think anything spectacular is going on. It's a Friday night. I know Friday night, 9 o'clock. Everybody's getting ready to go out to the bar. Blah blah blah. At least when I was a kid, shit, we used to run down to the College Row. I used to live right by Syracuse University, so I grew up in upstate New York, and Syracuse University was literally 15, 20 minutes down the road, and we would um, go down there and, and hang out. We knew so when I was 18, 19, we actually knew all the bouncers for College Row. Because I played lacrosse, and all my buddies, they played football and lacrosse and whatever else, and they'd get jobs, or after we graduated high school, they all got jobs as bouncers and security. They weren't checking IDs or anything, but so we would get in uh, for free. And to say that we would pregame and then go, yeah, okay, but then of course we'd learn the bouncers and heard the bartenders and things like that, and then what kids do back in the late '90s. So you know, um, my ADHD brain kicked in, and now I have no clue what I was talking about. And I am having a real hard time following TikTok because it's way over there, and I'm over here on this screen. And if you are uh, chatting on TikTok, well, that kind of sucks because I can't read it. Well, I can read it, but I can't respond really well because I can't. It's way over there. Um. Anyway, long story short. Well, long story long, I guess. So anyway, um, the whole idea here is to reach out to as many people as I can. Again, I'm not really getting a lot right now, but as many people as I can to try to bring them together or bring everybody together. Um, Race, creed, whatever. I don't care. Um, and more about um, what are you going through, right? Not a therapy session necessarily, and whatever, and just be as raw as possible. Shit, I'm a vet, right? I'm a late Desert Storm vet, pre 9/11 vet, and we were freaking bored, right? That time between Desert Storm and 9/11 in the military was boring. I mean, all we did was just peacekeep all day long. I mean, it was terrible between Desert Storm and not Desert Storm, Desert Shield and freaking uh, Serbia, Kosovo, all these little wacky dust ups. Um, we literally were just peacekeepers. That's all we did. And then 9/11 happened. I mean, and then I almost went back in because I'd only been out for like 18 months. Um, and anyway, and so that uh, I've done it. I've been to the desert. I've been back from the desert. Um, I've got the permatan. I don't know if you're a vet, you probably know what that means. I mean, I've been burned so bad by the um, Arabian desert, Saudi Arabian desert, that yeah, I cannot get a sunburn anymore. So I'm like permatan. All right, so we are about 22 minutes in. I'm gonna take a quick break because, well, yeah, I pre-gamed, and I'll be right back. Hey y'all. Um, I honestly cannot remember what we were talking about. Or at least what I was talking about. Um, so um, yeah, let's get back to the point. All right. So the point here is, I've been through it, right? I've been through, or I'm going through, or I'm doing the whole single dad thing. I have been doing it for quite a while, and there's not a ton of content out there about it, right? Um, there's not a lot of dads out there. There's not a lot of guys out there in general that are talking about, hey, this is bullshit. I shouldn't have to do this. Or, how do I tie my kid's hair? I don't do that anymore. I got a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old, so they kind of, or, well, girls, they kind of do each other. And then the boy that I've got here, he's got longer hair than any girl I've ever seen, and I don't think he even knows how to wash it. Um. So anyway, yeah. So again, we're working through some of the stuff. So the first iteration of this channel was actually a channel I was dubbing um, "Single Fat Dad," right? Um, I was I was kicking around the ideas of starting like a YouTube, like a weekly YouTube, or every couple of days YouTube of just single fat dad talk, right? Because that's what I am, right? Look at me, shit. Well, the Twitch folks can't see me. The Twitter or the TikTok folks can. Um, I'm kind of a lumpy guy, right? I had to stop working out because I broke my neck, but shit happens. Um, so I try. So I started this. So I started this idea of let's reach out to the single fat dads of the world. Let's get their voices heard. Maybe we can come up with ideas on how to be a good single girl dad, or maybe somebody's gone through something that I haven't seen, or somebody had seen, or shit like that. But um, we worked through I worked through that thing, and I just couldn't. I you know I couldn't make it work because it turned into a like I recorded a bunch of TikToks and a bunch of YouTube content, and I never posted it because it felt unreal. It kind of felt like a caricature or cartoonish, right? I wanted to make sure that I was being um, you know true, true to what you know single dads go through, or single fat dads go through, right? And um I just couldn't make it work. Um so the next obvious step after I took a step back and looked at it was, you need to be, I needed to be more real, right? And be more um active as to, or more forthcoming as to what I go through, or what single dads in general might go through. And part of that, and it's not just the kid thing, right? It's like, how do you date somebody, right? Or how do you um how do you work full time? Hell, I've got three, and I have to work from home. Well, I don't have to anymore. They're old enough, but I do work from home, and it's still hard because I do have to go uh, and pick them up from school um, every day at a certain time, which is kind of in the middle of my day, right? And that's a single dad thing, right? Some guy's not going to leave the construction site, or some guy's not going to leave, you know, uh, you know, maybe they're a delivery person or something like that. They can't just take that 30 minutes to 45 minutes out of their day in the middle of their day, because school, of course, gets out at like the goofiest time of the day. Hell, I would rather kids go to school at freaking 10 a.m. and get out at 5 than what they do now. Of course, that shifts the shit, because again, you're gonna you all have to get out to take them to school at 10 a.m. But you know what I'm saying, right? Right in the middle of the day between, well, I'm in Central Time, so between 2:45 and 5 o'clock, or 2:45 and 3:15, I am offline. I cannot get on a computer. I can't do anything. So, you know, uh, I've been lucky in the job that I have, that my boss is really responsive to, hey, do what you got to do, have a good time. I mean, I do really, I mean, I get frustrated with my job, but my 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 current employer is actually pretty cool. Um, but dads go through that, especially single dads. Shit, they can't leave the office to go get the kids, so now they're paying extra for after school activities or whatever else, or after school watch, especially for the younger ones. I am at the point now where I've got a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, and an 11-year-old. So, yeah, I know I got two teenage girls, which is freaking spectacular all on its own. And an 11-year-old, and I mean, I'm having to, um, you know, pick up the 13-year-old and the 11-year-old afternoons, but the 16-year-old, because I thought ahead, at least a year ahead. I gave her my old vehicle. She can drive them to school. But if she couldn't drive, I'd be driving them to school 7 o'clock every morning, picking them up 2:45. Your standard single dad can't do that, right? They are kind of stuck, um, not being able to, put that out. So I'm watching my levels here. I'm still trying to tune this stupid thing. Uh, Trying not to burn anybody's ears out. Um, so um, the question becomes, as a single dad community, how do we do it? How do you get through it, right? How do you get through that day by day stuff? How do you get, how do you make time for yourself? Now, again, my kids are older. My youngest, my son, we're able to go out and do things now. We can go out and go fishing, right? TikTok, you guys are going to see that probably tomorrow, if I can wake his goofy ass up, because he's going to be playing Fortnite all night. Or, uh, so how do other dads go about it, right? How do they get through some of that stuff? And if you think about it, it's not easy, and dads aren't um awarded. The dads that step up, and the dads that go out there and actually support their kids, and stick by them and do their thing, and work through all that. They are, they're not applauded for that in a lot of cases, right? I got lucky. Um, my extended family, my ex-wife's family, um, supports a lot, a ton. Um, they do, they do, they do great things for me, right? They've always said that they can't understand, you know, or then that they can't understand. They don't know how I do it, in all honesty, and how do I keep how do I keep it up, right? So, um, you know, it's it's a thing. So anyway, like I said, we are. I just want to make. I want to make my space. Now guess I am really, really aging myself. I want to make my space inclusive for all folks, single dads, single moms, every walk of life. Shit, I'm an old guy, right? Um, I want to make my space, my every Friday night, not about me. Right? I want to make it about y'all, how you do things, what maybe just put it out there and help each other. Again, and not even again. I don't think I've said it yet. This isn't about making money either. So I wrote something down earlier today, um, as I was sitting and thinking about, hey, I'm going live at 8 o'clock tonight. Holy crap! I've never done this before. What am I doing? Am I gonna screw this up? How bad am I gonna screw this up? Um, what do I need to do to be successful? In success is kind of a it's a it's a moving target, right? You can be successful at a lot of things and still not be successful. So, I don't want to, you know, I want to be. How do I quantify success? Right, not qualify. Qualify for me is um, extending my experience, um, putting myself out there. That's the qualifying factor for me, right? Um, trying to share, share what I've been through, what I've done, you know. Again, and this all works if you guys just ask questions. I mean, in all honesty, nobody's asking questions because I don't have any viewers. Um, so I just want to make sure that, um, it's. Let me go back. So I don't want to qualify. I want to qualify this as successful to me or successful for me, right? I don't want to quantify it. It seems like you go on these TikTok lives, and God bless, 75% of them are all about I'm gonna make this, or you need to do this to make $50,000 in the next 6 months, or whatever else. Bullshit. I don't care. I'll gladly say, great, that's awesome for you, man. But you know, put yourself out there. That can be more rewarding than um that could definitely be more rewarding than um, any money you'll ever get. I mean, hell, I've been broke. I've been like swimming in it, and I don't think I've ever been more rewarding than I was when I was teaching, or when I was helping somebody, or um, something to that effect. So, yeah, I mean, you put yourself out there as wanting to do certain things and make all this money. I don't give a crap about all that. This isn't for that. Never was, never would want it to be. Um, you'll probably never see me selling something unless it's something that helped me specifically. Um, you'll probably never see me, um, you know, you break down certain things. Um, I'm not going to tear anybody down. I don't care what your freaking beliefs are; they're your beliefs. Just don't push them on me. Um, there's all kinds of things. Again, ADHD brain. I totally kicked it into overdrive, and totally took that train off topic. We don't have any viewers at all. We got one on Twitch, none on YouTube. That's okay. So anyway, yeah. Good times. So yeah, so that's why I'm here. Um, Hell, we could read the news, we could watch TV. I don't know. I mean, I wanted to make it uh, kind of your space, the way the way you want it to be, um, and I want to do anything I can to foster a good conversation. I think that's kind of what it's all about, right? Connections, conversations, uh, working through different things. Hell, I don't care. Therapy, no, um, because I am not a therapist. Hell, so um, I'm so veteran uh, mouth is real. um, you know, I have always said that I it's again, I got that mindset that is a little wacky. It's where I don't care what you do, as long as it doesn't bother or doesn't harm me or my children in any way whatsoever. Go for it. I don't care. Um, I don't sit on either side of the aisle. I mean, I lean a little more Republican, of course. But I don't sit and just go crazy about oh, this person did that to me, or this person is their lawn's 3 inches too high, or any of that bullshit. No, I don't play that. The idea is have just go out and do your own thing, man. And as long as you're not bothering somebody, and again, if I'm bothering somebody and you tell me that that's bothering you, because God, if you're bothering me, I'm going to tell you. Just tell me about it. Say, hey, dude, you are kind of across the line in my space, right? Okay, well then I will remove myself from your space, right? I'm cool with that. If and I hope that if you're um you're in my space and you're bothering me, you remove yourself from my space. Um, or not necessarily remove yourself, but kind of think, try to be open minded and think in the way that I am thinking, right? Try to think in the way that hey, oh, maybe he's got a point about that. Just ask yourself that question. If you ask yourself that question every time somebody's bothering you or somebody's messing with your head, Um, you say, well, maybe I can. Let me think about why he thinks it that way, or something like that. That can be beneficial. Uh, that can foster conversation, which I think is what we need more than anything ever is more conversation. You know. So anyway, if you're just joining in, looks like we got one on TikTok, one here. Um, this is my first stream ever, and I am a total newbie, total rookie. My 13-year-old daughter said, "Dad, you are too old to do this," and I said, "Well, guess what? I'm going to do it anyway." So, you know, whatever. I'll give it a shot. I don't have a problem. Ah, yeah. And so I got one. So Emmy, yes, extremely new to streaming. Um, just started out. I've been at it for golly, about 45 minutes now. 45 minutes. And the 30-minute freaking test session I had yesterday does not count. Not even a little. So, again, like I said, brand new to this. My daughter said that I couldn't do it, so of course I had to try. I'm gonna try to do this every Friday night. All my random lives will go up on TikTok because it's easier to stream. Just random, 30-minute things here and there. And just trying it out, giving it a shot, whatever. You can't. It doesn't hurt to try. It hurts to not try. Again, I've been around for a while, so if I hadn't tried to do anything, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Which, it's not real high, but it is up there. I've actually so when I was in my 20s, what did I want? I wanted a family, well, kids, a house, a little bit of land, and a Jeep. And guess what? I got all those things. I actually just realized that the other day. No, I don't plan to stream daily on Twitch. I will stream daily on TikTok, maybe. Like tomorrow, I plan on streaming a little fishing, probably. So yeah, that's about it. I don't play any games. I play a little Call of Duty, but I'm not going to stream it because I suck, and I don't play online. And so I'm way too old for that. I mean, I'm like gonna be 50, so I'm way too old for that. I think there's some rule on Twitch you have to do a 50% game thing, and I'll probably stream me getting my ass kicked on Call of Duty Online. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still trying to work all that out. I don't think YouTube has that restriction. But what else was going on? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a really weird week, man. So the job where I'm working at kind of revolves around the school calendar. And I'm in Alabama, and here in Alabama, the kids went back to school on like July 31st. So they've been back to school for almost a month. But everybody else on the planet has been back to school for, it hasn't gone back to school yet. They're going to go back here probably in the coming week and a half. So it's been, again, like I said, my job kind of revolves around the school calendar. It depends, that kind of gauges how busy we're going to be or how busy we're not going to be. And so the it's been stupid quiet this past week leading up to Labor Day holiday and all that mess. So I've been freaking I do it's been so lazy, so I've been just sort of chilling out and hanging out. All right, I gotta take a break. I will be back probably in the next 2-3 minutes. I'm back. Yeah, I shouldn't have pre-gamed so much. But man, I'll tell you what, I was nervous. Holy crap. You know, I have um I have always thought of myself as the introvert, right? Um always wanted to um be in the background, but I find myself kind of transitioning to that or transitioning to an extrovertish type of personality. And uh, it's not forced per se, but it is it's kind of a struggle, right? Again, I am partially doing this live on a dare. My 13-year-old said that I was too old, um, and I couldn't do this. I will embarrass her. So again, this is uh, this is kind of a twofold goal here, right? I want to embarrass my kids. Yes, what dad doesn't, right? And I want to reach out and be more present with uh, my community. You know, and I don't have a very large community. I don't. Um, my community is very small. I've got a couple buddies from high school. A couple guys that I consider brothers. Um, but I don't have that um, you know that gaggle of folks, that group of people um, that I can reach out to and talk to. So this gives me another avenue for that if it ever catches on. Again, I've got no followers. That's okay. So anyway, um, yeah, maybe I'll put this out there. So anyway, so how do I use this, right? Again, going back to the original idea here, I'm not trying to make money off of this stream. I'm not. That's not the point. It When I started the whole single fat dad um, content, I guess you could call it. That was the point, right? I was going through a little bit of a rough patch on the whole financial side. It happens. Um, but I wanted to um, yeah, I mean, the single fat dad thing again was very, very money driven, right? How do I make money? How do I make money fast? Because at that point, I was very, you know, scared. In all honesty, I was freaking scared. Um, but as single parents get, right? It's not just you. If it was just me, shit, I could be I could have $10 in my account and live for like 6 weeks if it was just me. But it wasn't. It was I got three little ones to worry about at the same time. Um, so the whole single fat dad thing, which ended up being a big freaking cartoon. Um, that that just that was all about the money, and it ended up being, like I said, a cartoon, right? A serialized television show streamed live, starring me, who obviously nobody wants to see me because, again, I am the epitome of the single fat dad. Look at me. I got the I got the gut to prove it. So this isn't about the money, right? This is about being real, being out there, putting myself out there. Hopefully, some other people will put themselves out there, and be part of that single fat dad community. Be part of the community. Help us out. Moms, shit. There are more single moms than single dads. I mean, in all honesty, you don't hear. Well, I can't say that for truth. There are more single moms. You hear about more single moms raising kids by themselves than you do about single dads, which is fine. And I am almost positive that is 100% true. Um, um, but for the single dads that step up and do their thing, and do it well, that's to be applauded, right? And you know, single dads need help too, right? Like I said, I'm a girl dad. Like I'm a teenage girl dad. That's rough shit. Like my daughter, my 16-year-old daughter is not talking to me right now because I told her that she couldn't spend the night at her friend's house on on a weeknight. I'm like, kid, I'll tell you what, I I swear to God, I will take your car away. You're killing me here. But you know, you know, so there's got to be some mom advice out there, right? That they can give to single dads. I mean, I'm sure single moms have run into the same kind of shit where, like, my 13-year-old will not eat meat. That kid lives on cheese. I swear to God, if it's got cheese on it, she's gonna fucking eat it every time. But you eat, it even sniffs a hamburger. I mean, it can even be cooked in the same freaking pot, and she will not eat it. It's just one of those things where you're just like, holy crap, kid. So what happens is, um, as a single dad, right? It's tough. I gotta make meals, right? I gotta make dinner for all the kids, right? So what do? Do I make two dinners? Well, yeah, for the first couple years, that's exactly what I did. But when she got old enough to use a pot, it was like, okay, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. You're gonna make your own dinner because I cannot take the time to make two dinners and then, shuffle somebody off to practice and then make, you know, uh, do homework and do my job and do all this other stuff. I mean, you just can't do it. It's just impossible. And I know single moms come across that, but single dads, that's a whole new animal, right? Because single dads, I mean, dads are used to going to work all day, letting mom do all the kid work, right? Which is, I mean, now that I'm a single dad, it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Um, you know, and it's just like, what the hell, right? Um, so again, I want to this when I built Single Fat Dads, that was for to get kind of the original idea was to get that message out, and it just ended up being so goofy, right? I was doing stupid shit like newscasts, like Goofy News of the Day, and all that other bullshit, and I was just like, nah, I ain't playing that. So I just kind of sat back and went, well, I need to be real. I just need to be real with um, the audience that I'm trying to build, which is these dads and these single moms and single dads and these people that are going through this or are having you know that time, right? You know, I mean, it's not easy. It's not. It's tough, tough work. Raising three kids on your own. It's lonely. God bless. Okay? Again, I come back and I say, how do I, um, how do I connect with folks, or how do I date? Shit. You're not gonna meet anybody because you're gonna say like, "Hey, I got three kids at home, but I am with them, 24/7. So good luck, getting me to go to the bar or go dancing or something like that, right? Um, there's nobody to bail you out as far as time away and things like that. And that sucks. That absolutely sucks balls. Yeah. Anyway, what else is going on? God, nothing spectacular, really. I got 55 minutes left on this stream. I'm trying to figure out what else content I can use. I don't have any viewers, but I'm gonna clip this out later, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. Let's see what else is going on. God, freaking world's going to shit. I mean, there's that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am, again, I think I said it earlier in the stream. I said, I'm kind of the moderate. I ride that middle line. But I lean right. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a vet. I mean, shit, we all lean right. Or 90% of us lean right. There are the 10% fringe. I it's I watch the things in the news today, and I think about like, holy shit, what's going on? These lefters, and then the fringe kind of like just kills me. I mean, it's like can't nobody can have a damn conversation. Have a conversation. Talk about it. Shit. Um, you know, hate getting into politics because again that turns folks off. Nobody wants to hear about you know, the great orange meanie and all that. Let's see. I gotta fill 53 freaking more minutes. I promised my daughter. I said, look, I'm gonna do this for 2 hours. I'm gonna do this for 2 hours every Friday, and we're gonna see what happens. And so I am an hour and 7 minutes in. I've had to take 2 breaks because I pre-gamed a little bit too hard, and I've had what, 2, 3, 4 people join, 5 maybe. I gotta say, if you come on my live, go check my profile, right? Or go check, especially my TikTok. I'm gonna put I'm putting content on TikTok. I don't put content on Instagram. I'm putting content on TikTok and YouTube. But I'm not putting content on Instagram. I'm not putting content on Facebook because family, right? I don't. Family is kind of a double-edged sword. Sometimes you can, uh, you know, there's a judgment factor there. And yes, as a 50-year-old male, um, I still get judged every single freaking time. It's like, well, are you okay? Is everything good? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, yes, I'm fine. The content isn't necessarily meant for me. Sometimes it is, but it's not always meant for me. It's it could be meant for somebody else, or it could be meant for you know just shit how I'm feeling that day, or what's going on in life. And um, you know that's all it is. It's nothing spectacular, but the comments from family sometimes can get a little wacky, and then you open yourself up to some weird stuff. So my Instagram isn't my Instagram. Well, let's put it this way: my Facebook and my Instagram are family friendly. My TikTok, where I do have some family on there, is going to be my main source of content. And again, I'm going to do my random lives on um, TikTok because it's kind of just easier just to hit the plus sign and go. But my weekly lives will be on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. And again, if you're just joining, I would love to do the whole studio thing in TikTok, but TikTok is not Mac friendly. It's just not. I tried to join the damn thing like 7 times, get the streaming keys and all other bullshit, and it just didn't work. So I was like, screw it, I ain't gonna play this stupid game. We'll just work it out. Um, I'll put TikTok on my phone, and then I'll have the YouTube and Twitch streaming through the encoder stuff over here. Um, so yeah, so if you're watching my stream and I'm gonna cut this up, and I'm gonna clip it and I'll put some stuff into, I'll put it up on TikTok. I'll probably cut it up, put it up on YouTube, and I think you can always get it on Twitch. I have no idea. Again, first timer here. I am doing this on a bet. Um, I will try to, cut this up, and then again, like I said, my randoms will be on TikTok. So that being said, tomorrow morning I'm gonna get my fat ass out of bed, probably like 4:30, and hit the river, um, and do some fishing. So tomorrow morning, god awful early, I'll be online streaming on TikTok to do kind of just a quick fishing thing again. And then I've got dailies on TikTok. So I've been doing daily on TikTok. I've been doing the what's in my headphones today. And originally that was kind of one of those things where I was like, well, I need to be able to reach out and maybe connect, right, with some folks. And to connect with people, I um, I use um, I use music, right? Music it's kind of the universal language, right? So when um, I've been um, trying to uh, connect with a whole bunch of folks, and so by putting out those headphone videos, um, or those headphone TikToks, I try to keep it between like 30 seconds or so. Just kind of giving everybody an idea of, hey, this is one. Oh wow, so that's what it is. That's what's in his headphones. Maybe it could be in mine too, or maybe mine should be, um, or I should have done that or something like that. So I try to keep that up. Let's see what else is going on. We said I'll stream tomorrow morning. So this stream is going to be every Friday. I'm going to try to talk for 2 hours straight every Friday. Woo, there we go. Um, Try to keep um that consistency up. Try to keep my TikToks up. Um, everything I post on TikTok, I post on YouTube. So you'll have shorts on YouTube. I do have a couple motorcycle videos um, up um, on YouTube, which are pretty cool. I might do one this weekend. I haven't decided yet. I think it's gonna be a nice weekend. Um, Motorcycle, I call them mental health rides, right? So I get on the Harley and I go. I just tool around the area. I try to find the twisties, and I try to find areas where it's kind of over in the woods, over cover and stuff like that. And then I record myself, and um, I record the road. GoPro. I got a really cool GoPro setup that fits really well on my handlebars. Um, and I can um I kind of set that to music. I mute all that, and again, music is a big theme of my of my general videos. So you know, so I'll try to post those on YouTube. I will chop them down to 30 seconds for TikTok. Again, Twitch is kind of just going to be my live platform. I'm not going to do crazy stuff on Twitch. So yeah, so those mental health rides where I'm just out on my bike tooling around, set to music, that those all go up on YouTube. If anybody's asking, I've got a Harley Fat Bob. God, I so I rode sport bikes for 100 years. I've been, I'm a vet. Shit, I had an R1 when the R1 came out, and yes, I am aging myself terribly. I had a CBR 600. Hell, I had a Honda Hurricane. My first bike was, yeah, God, it was the CB 600, CB 500, Honda CB 500. Then I got the Hurricane, and then I got the CBR 600, and then I went and got an R1. So, I had an R1, and then so I went full divorce dad and bought a KTM RC 500, which if nobody's ever ridden an RC 500, that thing, so it's hilarious. So it's like 500 cc's. I have not ridden a motorcycle in probably a decade, 10 years, right? So I go out and I was like, hell, I used to ride sport bikes straight, just craziness all the time. Bought this RC 500, and I was like, it's 500 cc's. I'm not gonna have a problem. Blah blah blah. That thing was, holy crap. That was the craziest 500. It ran out. It could have just out off the line, not long distance, outrun my damn R1 all day long. And got to the point where I just couldn't ride it. It was just too much of a kick. So I went out and I got the old man bike. Well, not the full old man. I didn't go full old guy. I went out and got a Harley Fat Bob, and God, I love that bike. It's twitchy, it's stable, and it just kicks, right? So all my mental health rides. So if you go on my profile on TikTok, I've got one up. There's one up on YouTube. All my mental health rides I take on that Fat Bob, and man, it is just the most relaxing thing in the planet. So if I'm ever feeling like crap, right, and, you get to those points where you're just feeling like shit, you get on the bike and you just go, right? So I'll go out, and I'll spend 2-3 hours. I still don't do long rides because of my neck and all that. It kind of just starts to bother me. My hands start to go numb. So I mean, it was worse on the RC, the KTM, because if you're leaning over the handlebars, that's just, good God, terrible. But if you're, it makes your neck just ridiculous. But I mean, the Bob is nice as an upright seating position. You can ride it; it's not too bad of a deal. So, but yeah, I take these mental health rides. I set them to music. I put them. I go through the twisties and all that, and it's pretty cool. And it's resonated. They are some of my highest posted or highest viewed videos. All right, 30 minutes in. I am going to take another break. I will be right back. Good times. Let me get TikTok started here. Weird countdown. Interesting. Wait a minute. So yeah, so we're working on our last 33 minutes and 32 seconds and such. In all honesty, I am extremely excited that I actually talked for 2.5 hours. I didn't think I'd be able to do it. In all honesty, I thought this would be one of those things where I was like, wow, I am going to hem and haw for, well, I'm going to talk for the first 15 minutes and then hem and haw for the next 2 hours and 45. Probably repeated myself like a dozen times because basically I'm talking to myself. That's what you get for being a 50-year-old goofball, right? Is you end up talking to yourself mostly. So anyway, oh, what else? Yeah, next time I stream on this platform, well, next Friday, when I do my actual sit down live, I promise not to pregame so much, because holy moly, I have to get up every 30 minutes to do the thing. Let's see, what else? Well, I mean, if you did join me for the live, I am extremely appreciative. I hope maybe you stayed for more than a couple minutes or maybe a minute, and maybe got something. Maybe you'll come back. I don't know. I don't want, again, there's no pressure here for, anybody to be like, I'm not the second coming here. I'm trying to make things, hopefully make things better. I'm gonna clip this out. I'll probably post it up on TikTok and YouTube. Try to make it accessible for everybody to watch if they want to. Probably won't. I mean, who wants to watch the old guy ramble on for 2 hours, right? And again, like I said, I got 30 minutes to go here on the scheduled time. So, I'll take the time the next week between now and next stream, which is Friday at 8 Central, U.S. Central. I'll take the time to try to figure out how to draw more people in, maybe throw some hashtags up, try to get the conversation started. I don't look at not having people watch the stream as a failure, right? Everybody's got to start somewhere. Right? We don't start with 50 followers and everybody wanting us to watch your stream. And again, I'm not looking to be the next coming of whatever. I don't care. I want I'm trying to start a conversation. That's all. That's all. I just want a conversation. If somebody wants to to speak up, talk to me, ask me a question, I don't care what it is. Have at it. I will answer everything. The rule going, again, and it's stated at the beginning of this thing, is if you ask me a question, you got to answer it yourself, or you have to be able to answer it yourself. Personal question, regardless. What did we talk about today? We talked about a lot of single dad stuff, old guy stuff. We'll save the military veteran stuff for later down the road. I don't want to get into a lot of that yet. There's want to open this up for everybody. Excuse me, to talk to each other. That's all it is. I'm not trying to make money. I'm not peddling product. I'm trying to just start a conversation. Maybe I'll learn something. Shit, that's the whole deal, right? Is learning. If you're not learning, then you're not, moving out, moving forward. You know, if you know something that somebody else doesn't know, it can be a benefit to them. So speak up, talk, do your thing. Chat, don't chat. It doesn't matter. We're just here to be here, right? Not be so damn, not to be so lonely, not be so, on your own. You know, um, there are folks out here that are probably in the same spots you are. That's just the gist of it. I mean, that's just the way it goes, right? So again, um, this is a space every Friday, 8 o'clock Central Time. I'll be online to, just talk, just have a damn conversation. Um, Share experiences, don't share experiences. Listen, don't listen. Fight. Shit, the best, um, the best advice I ever got came out of an argument. In all honesty, because it was one of those things where it was like I was just being a pig-headed ass, and my boss at the time actually, it was funny. He was a boss, and then I hired him. It was just a big deal. Um, Said something very profound at one point, and honestly, I remember the feeling more than I remember what he actually said to me. Um, but it was so profound, but it came out of an argument because I was being so damn stubborn. So the space that I'm trying to build here, in all honesty, between all of us, um, is fuck, let's have the damn argument. All right, I don't care if you agree with me, disagree, please. Um, you know, I'd love to be disagreed with because I learn something. Somebody's gonna learn something, and that's what this space is designed for. Not only for me, I'm hoping to be able to give back and help other people. And again, every Friday night, 8 o'clock Central Time, U.S. Alabama, Alabama, Central Time. I'll be online every Friday. I know it's a really shitty time, right? Well, it's not really a shitty time because I mean it kind of falls into my demographic, right? Single fat dad, right? Single fat old dad. Yeah, single fat old dads are not out at the bars. They're not out chilling with the kiddos. Um, they're not hitting up the college campuses. Um, so yeah, hey, look, shit, that falls right under my demographic. Um, so yeah, this space is for us. Um, it's for you. It's for me. We're gonna try. Or we are gonna try to build this to a point where we can make it happen. Again, if you haven't seen my TikTok, that's where most of my content goes. I'm kind of splitting the deal right now between TikTok and YouTube. I'm a brand new content creator, brand freaking spanking new. I've only been doing this for a couple weeks because I'm freaking old. I swear to God, I'm old. I'm like 50. I never thought I'd make it be this old. So, I never thought I would make it this far. So, this whole content thing is new. I'm learning. So bear with me. I'm sure I'll get better at it eventually. Like right now, my lighting fucking sucks, and getting the lighting and the camera and everything all positioned in the right spot, that's gonna be a big deal. Um, I'm sure I'm gonna have to ask my 16-year-old how to fix that. But I got a mic. I got a really cool mic, right? My daughter said, "Hey, you got to get a really cool mic because all the good podcasters, bloggers, blah 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 have it." I was like, "Yeah, okay, rocking. I'll get a good mic." Um, so like I said, all my content goes up on TikTok. I only do shorts. My long videos are what I call mental health rides. They're between 5 7 minutes long. Um, they are just me basically writing, and I set it to the music that is literally in my headphones at the time. Um, now the rides are a little bit longer than one song, but I kind of I cut it down, but the gist of it will be the writing, um, or the song that's in my headphones, and that's kind of the how I'm breaking up my TikTok channel, or how I'm trying to reach out at this point is I use music to convey feelings and convey, what's going on, and I'm hoping as hopefully my audience grows. Again, I'm brand new. Um, as my audience grows, they can relate to some of the things that I'm posting on on my TikTok and see, and comment, hey, this is how I'm feeling. This is the music that associates with that, right? And I want my audience um, to do that, to reach out, to open up a little and say, hey, Joe Bob says, I'm listening to hardcore country today, right? And this is what I'm listening to, or shit feels like a corny type of day, and this is what I got, right? And put that in the comments, and maybe I'll do something with that, right? I haven't even thought about it. You know, I could do, I could do, posts or post and share. Hey, Joe Bob feels like shit today, and this is what he feels like, and this is what he's saying. This is what he's listening to, and here's a freaking video that goes along with that. This is how I feel. Blah blah blah. You know, in I'm not an artist, so if you go to my TikTok and you see or if you go to my profile page and you see my my posts, all that art is AI. I swear to God, it's Canva AI. I'm not gonna lie. My daughter is the artist. She does some amazing things. She just created my next tattoo, which I haven't gotten yet. Um, and uh, so, but Canva AI is the best one I've seen that can put what I'm thinking and writing out into actual visual form. What you'll see is a lot of angels and ravens. So they're always going to ask. My audience is probably going to ask, and they can always come back to this live because I'm recording it. And they're going to ask, "What's with the raven? Why is it always a raven? It's so freaking dark. Blah blah blah. It's so dark. It's death. Bad. No, it's not." If you look up the mythology around ravens, it's about rising, rebirth, rising up, right? Doing um, rebuilding, right? And that's kind of where I'm at. It's kind of where I'm at with a lot of things, with life, finances, relationships. They're all kind of in a rebuilding period. This stream, this is part of that attempt for rebuild, to rejoin society. I've been kind of, I want to say, floating along for the past 4 or 5 years. Um, and we can get into that down the road. And how I'm slowly pulling myself out of that mess. This wasn't a mess. It was actually the best time of my life. But again, so the raven isn't about that. Raven is about rebirth, and when I pair it with the angel would be uh, my guardian, the guardian of what I'm feeling. So the angel, the rebirth, not the angel rebirth, bleh. The raven in all of my videos, or my TikTok videos, is kind of the representation of me, right? Now, the one from today, that was kind of a little wacky, because I was like, how do I express the fact that, hey, I'm gonna stream for the first time and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, not a clue. Um, I was like, oh, put the oldest guy possible you can. I mean, I think the AI was, or the AI text was basically, you know, put the oldest angel weary guy, dark angel dude with a raven on his shoulder in front of a computer trying to figure it out. I think that was the whole gist of the generation of that image. And because I was like, dude, I've been in. So I'm a cyber professional. I've been doing cyber for 1,000 years. And I was like, how do I? I mean, how do I visualize that? And then, what do I use as an overlay to that, as a music overlay? So I won't lie. I've got playlists. I've got a TikTok playlist. Um, that has certain music, and it takes me a while to figure out what I'm going to pair with that image. I always start off with what's in my head, right? Because I mean, again, you go back to my profile and you look at my videos. They're all what's in my head. Well, what's in my headphones today, right? How am I feeling? When I say what's in my headphones today, I mean how am I feeling? Um, right. So I go back and I say, uh, um, what pairs well? How am I feeling today? But pairs well with what's going to happen today. Because again, this is my very first stream. I'm scared shitless. I've been scared all day long. I even set a freaking or an Alexa timer to say, "Hey, dumbass, you need to do something because you're going to start this thing here in like 20 freaking minutes. So figure out how to get better." Um, so, I went through my whole freaking playlist yesterday because I actually scheduled this post. I went through it yesterday to try to figure out what paired with it, and Emerge just paired perfectly with all that because it was kind of the whole rebirth thing, right? If you need me, start again, that kind of thing. And so, and again, then that was kind of where I was trying to purpose this channel out, was to be, you know, that sounding board so that folks can sound out and say, hey, this is what's going on with me, man. What's going on with you? Have you seen this before? And yeah. So the funny part about that shit is one of those things where it's like, I say, hey, let's have a sounding board, for all these single dads, single moms, fuck anybody. And the first thing somebody's going to ask on one of these chats when I actually get an audience is going to be, hey, have you seen this before? And I'm going to be like, good fucking God, no. No, I'm sorry. I cannot help you because I don't have a fucking clue. I mean, I just figured out how to do hair uh, a couple years ago on a kid, and then she just said, "Dad, you got it. You're good. I'm doing it myself." And she figured it out on her own. She's figured out how to do it herself. So it's one of those things where the first question I'm going to get ever is going to be, how do I do this as a single dad? Or have you seen this as a single dad? And I'm be like, holy fuck, I have no idea. Sorry, man, I got no clue. Or have you seen this as a single dad from a single mom? And I'd be like, nope, I haven't seen that. I don't have a clue. Hopefully the community can help you out. Oh, so yeah, I got about 15 minutes left on this stream. Again, I'm streaming the full fancy version, on YouTube and Twitch, um, because I can do other things with it, and the TikTok is literally on my phone because TikTok doesn't like Macs. If TikTok liked Macs, I could load TikTok Studio on my Mac and let it run. Son of a bitch, doesn't work. Doesn't work. I put it in a VM, it didn't work. Ugh. I know, I'm a nerd. I start talking about virtual machines and shit, and people start going away. So, um, yeah, God, I can't believe I made it through 2 hours and 44 minutes, 45 minutes, and I got this little, I did it. I tried to do it right. I have OBS running, and I've got my scenes. I've got a starting screen. I got to be right back. I've got to sign off. And I tried to make it fancy, I guess. Fuck, I don't know. I was trying to be semi-professional. I've been working up this live for 3-4 days. I don't know, about a week actually. So um, I wanted to be semi-professional and try to do it, and I wanted to try to stream across multiple platforms at the same time. Seems to have worked. I mean, I when I do the when I've been taking my breaks, when I come back to my desk, I've been looking at the YouTube and the Twitch stream just to make sure that they're up, and it looks like it works great. I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised because there was a 90, well, there was an 85% chance I was gonna fuck this up, and well, I didn't fuck it up, and I even talked the whole fucking time. Oh, anyway, we got 13 minutes left. God, I wish somebody would comment. This sucks. I've had a couple poppers uppers on Twitch and YouTube, but the only comments I've gotten are bots. We got some bots. And again, I'm on my phone on TikTok because TikTok's a pain in my ass when it comes to Macs. So I can't. I'm old. I got these things here, and it's very hard to see way over there, and nobody wants to get that close to me so that I can see. Um, you know. Yeah. I don't know. Good times. So again, I will be back every Friday, 8 o'clock, rain or shine. Um, the um, the randoms I'll do on TikTok. Like again, tomorrow morning I'm gonna go fishing. That'll be on TikTok live. Well, I might go fishing. I might go walking. I don't know. I haven't decided. I got a really cool weight vest thing that I'm gonna go walking with. I gotta take the dog with me. Last time I took the dog with me, uh, dog shit all over the trail. It was freaking stupid. It wouldn't go off trail and just stop. It literally was like walking down trail and just leaving a trail all of its own. I don't run because I've got bad knees and jump on airplanes too much. The So yeah, I might go walking tomorrow. Either way, I'm gonna try to go live on TikTok to um, just do our day to day stuff. Like my son and I like to disc golf, so we're probably gonna disc golf a little bit, and I'd like to get some lives in for that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think. If anybody's got any ideas, please let me know. What else I could live? Hiking. My daughter and I hike. My 13-year-old and I hike quite a bit, actually. Um, she, we've been hiking. My daughter, my 13-year-old and I have been hiking together since she was probably 7 or 8. And we haven't been doing like real technical trails. You know, nothing spectacular. Mile and a half out and back, 2 miles. Um, Go out and see a waterfall, that kind of thing. Nothing crazy, nothing spectacular. And so this last time we went out, um, we hadn't been hiking in a while because it's been really hot. I don't know if anybody's from Alabama, it's been fucking hot. I mean, son of a wow. So we just got a pretty good break the past couple weeks in the humidity. So it's been nice enough where you can get out and you can go do things and. So my daughter and I decided to go hiking, and we're gonna go hike this waterfall we've always been to. I have you not. This 13-year-old in a full pair of freaking jeans outpaced me for the very first time in her life, and she wouldn't let it go. I was like, oh, gotta change some habits. More water, walk more, get out, do the cardio, figure out how to figure that out. Cause man, she was a bang. She was busting ass. I mean, just and and she wouldn't let it go. She wouldn't stop laughing at me. She's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I beat you!" Blah, 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 blah. She's wearing jeans and almost, you know how teenagers are now. The 13-year-olds especially, they're all wearing hoodies and like 90 degrees, 100 degrees. So yeah, she outpaced me for real. I was like, wow, that was rough. So yeah, I'll probably live. I want to do a live hike. I'm gonna do live fishing tomorrow. Um, on TikTok. There's some other things I want to do live. Um, God, fixing the Jeep live. If everybody wants to hear me swear a lot, when I start tearing that Jeep apart and trying to fix the little crappy things that are wrong with it, yeah, that's the live to watch because I get very, 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 very animated on that one. Let's see what else do I want to do live. Disc golfing, disc golfing's fun. Um, if you've never been disc golfing, it's literally golf with a frisbee, and they've got different frisbees for different things and different speeds, different heights. Things go this way and they go that way, and it's just very, very interesting. I didn't even know it was a thing. I always played well, like when I was in college. We played ultimate, right, and that was back in the late '90s. Oh, actually mid '90s. We played ultimate, which was basically football with discs. Um, but disc golf, is a whole different animal. It's they've got these what they call them holes, but they're targets basically with chains and buckets and stuff like that. And you throw it like it would a disc. Each throw is a stroke. And my son is amazing at disc golf. I mean, I don't know how he does it. I don't know where he learned it. He didn't get it from me. Um, he is absolutely freaking amazing, and but he's only amazing on one course. He's got this course in the city of where I live, where we live in the city. That he just kicks my ass every time. I mean, literally, I beat him like twice when we were first starting out, and then he figured it out, and he just beats my ass every time. So uh, I want to take him to different courses, and I'm hoping that if I can take him to different courses, if he's up to it, right? Because again, he's a preteen, so they all got that freaking attitude. Um, uh, I'm hoping to be able to live all of those. That'll be amazing too. I don't think of anything else. No, no. So we got about 5 minutes left in the stream. Again, everybody that joined, I appreciate it. Even if you didn't comment, you didn't say anything. Um, this space that I'm trying to create. This is the very first shot at it. This is the firing over the bow. Um, you know, this is the space I want to create. Or I have in my head is for all of us to talk about the issues of your day. It has nothing. It's not. Again, it's not a therapy session. It's more of just a bitch session. Kind of focusing on the single parents of the world, specifically because again, I am my knowledge base is around the single dads, the single lumpy dads of the world. This is kind of where I want to be. So, and with that, I will sign off. Appreciate everybody. We'll see you next Friday. I will be on TikTok live tomorrow. So, appreciate it. Thanks, guys. See y'all later.